Egypt has always been renowned, even in ancient times, for its mysteries and remarkable feats of structural engineering. Much of its past remains lost to us, and while occasional discoveries come to light, most of Egypt's secrets are carefully guarded in the scorching and endless sands. Egypt achieved such extraordinary accomplishments that many people still believe the ancient Egyptians had contact with extraterrestrial beings. Today, we will discuss the 14 strangest things recently discovered in Egypt. At number 14, we have the enigma of the giant hands. Egypt is a mysterious and magical location that continues to captivate the imagination of generations of curious minds. To this day, this fascinating region continues to surprise, enchant, and sometimes even frighten us. In 2011, archaeologists working at the Affair site, near a major ancient Egyptian city, made a surprising and shocking discovery. They found 4 ancient wells near a palace complex, containing several detached hands. In total, 16 detached hands were excavated, all larger than the average human hand. Speculations about the origin of these hands and the reason for placing them in ceremonially significant wells were plentiful. According to scientists, these hands were around 3,600 years old and remarkably large. Furthermore, they were all right hands. This led to speculation that it could be the first physical evidence found of an ancient and curious practice. Soldiers and bounty hunters working for gold would often cut off the right hand of the enemy as proof of victory, presenting them to their king or leader. These hands would be exchanged for gold and subsequently discarded, often in specially constructed wells for this purpose. Number 13, we have the papyrus scroll. This papyrus describes the impressive archaeological site of Saqqara, which is part of an ancient necropolis of the Egyptian city of Memphis. Memphis was the first capital of the newly unified kingdom of Upper and Lower Egypt and flourished until the early 7th century AD. This area is rich in elaborate royal tombs and has yielded a variety of incredible treasures over the years. A few years ago, archaeologists excavating the site made a stunning discovery, a deposit of ancient relics that had been buried in the desert sands for over 2,500 years. The artifacts included dozens of sacrificed sacred animals, 250 elaborately painted wooden statues, and a mysterious rolled-up papyrus. This papyrus was found hidden inside one of the sarcophagi and is now known as the Wizard Scroll. Initially, it was about 15 meters long and was covered in ancient hieroglyphs and exquisite drawings. After being examined and translated, it was discovered that this incredible papyrus contained inscriptions from the legendary and mysterious Book of the Dead. This book was a collection of hundreds of spells and ancestral invocations related to burial rituals, which supposedly helped the souls of the deceased find their way to the afterlife and unite with the gods. This papyrus is a stunning and incredibly intriguing artifact, dating back to the late 12th century BC, and it may contain mysterious knowledge that has been largely forgotten and almost lost over time. Number 12, we have the gigantic statue of Ramses II. A few years ago, an international group of archaeologists unearthed 2 enormous ancient statues in the midst of a bustling working-class neighborhood in the city of Cairo, which in ancient times was the location of the ancient capital, Heliopolis. This city was an important religious site dedicated to the worship of the god. The powerful representations of pharaohs from the 19th dynasty, approximately 3,000 years old, were admired by many curious onlookers as the pieces of the submerged colossal sculptures were lifted from the water by massive forklifts. This unique discovery was hailed as one of the most impressive ever made in ancient Egypt. One of the statues had an impressive height of 7 meters and was carved out of a hard stone known as quartzite. The researchers found the head of the grand sculpture, as well as the lower part of the head. Initially, they couldn't identify the statue based on any engravings, but it was found at the entrance of a temple dedicated to King Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great. It is believed to be a representation of him. This enigmatic ruler was a powerful and celebrated leader of ancient Egypt, known for leading several military expeditions that significantly expanded the reach of a once mighty Egyptian empire. The researchers also discovered the upper part of a life-sized limestone statue of Pharaoh Ramses II, who ruled during the 7th century BC. What is peculiar is that the face of the statue was found perfectly symmetrical, even in the angles, something that would be considered impossible with the primitive technology available to the people of ancient Egypt. Number 11, we have the Linen Book of Desagreb. The Archaeological Museum of Desagreb in Croatia acquired in 1868 the body of a mysterious non-royal Egyptian woman that was wrapped in several layers of ancient linen covered in a foreign and encrypted script. The linen strips that covered the woman were removed by a collector who decided to keep them as a macabre souvenir. Subsequently, researchers at the museum suspected that the writing on the linen strips was different from Egyptian script and could be something special and unique. Linguistic experts identified the peculiar text as belonging to the enigmatic Etruscans, an ancient superpowerful people from the Etruria region in Italy. Little is known about their civilization, as very little literature has survived to this day. It is known that they were responsible for building some of the earliest true cities in Europe, and their cultural achievements are believed to have set the stage for the success of the mighty Roman Empire. The artifact is known as the Linen Book of Desagreb and consisted of a 3-meter-long linen sheet with 12 columns of writing. Unfortunately, it was destroyed to make bandages. Number 10, we have the precious primates. The ancient Egyptians were known for their adoration and admiration of animals and are famous for extending the honor of mummification to various animal species with whom they shared the earth. Over the years, many of these curious animal mummies have been discovered at different locations in Egypt. One of the apparent favorite sacred animals of the Egyptians was the baboon, which was not native to the region and had to be imported from distant places. Many people kept baboons as pets or service animals. Hundreds of mummified remains of these creatures have been unearthed by archaeologists, indicating that they held a special place in ancient Egyptian society and lived in close proximity to humans. Baboons hold a prominent place in Egyptian literature and art. Paintings and artifacts from this period depict them engaging in activities that appear very human-like, such as picking fruit, playing musical instruments, dancing, and even assisting law enforcement by chasing and capturing criminals. The Egyptians also revered baboons for their divine association with Thoth, the god of wisdom, often depicted with the head of a baboon in one of his many forms. The origin of these creatures is attributed to a mysterious land of Punt, yet to be identified, from where they were transported to Egypt via ships. To this day, archaeologists continue to discover more insights into the ancient Egyptian fascination with baboons and their significance in their culture and religious beliefs. Number 9, we have the Unknown Queen. A century after the discovery of the unexplored tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, archaeologists working at the site of Saqqara, near the Giza Plateau, made a remarkable and highly significant discovery in the form of a mysterious tomb belonging to a little-known queen named Naif. She was closely associated with the goddess of war, but prior to this discovery, there was virtually no mention of her in earlier historical records, making this find a potential rewriting of history and a possible alteration to our perception of ancient Egyptian royalty. Over the years, hundreds of tombs have been excavated at this specific location, including some believed to contain the remains of the closest generals and advisors to the young King Tutankhamun. These political allies were buried in beautifully designed and decorated coffins, with unique faces bearing the name of the deceased and often depicting scenes from the Book of the Dead. However, the discovery of the new pyramid-like structure, possibly belonging to the ancient Queen Naif, brought a fresh perspective. While much of Queen Naif's life and death remains a mystery, researchers hope that the discovery of the pyramid will shed some more light on what exactly her role was and the extent of her powers. Number 8. Approximately 1 million mummies have been found in a vast ancient cemetery located about 100 kilometers south of the city of Cairo, Egypt. A group of archaeologists has been working in this area for 30 years, and it is believed to be the final resting place for nearly 1 million mummified bodies. During the excavations, around 1,700 different mummies were discovered, which were placed in large ancient tombs. Researchers suspect that these individuals were interred in this cemetery during the period when Egypt was under the control of the Roman and Byzantine empires, between the 1st and 7th centuries BC. However, historians have yet to explain the origin of these bodies, as the only nearby village was too small to account for such an extensive cemetery. Additionally, the mummies were grouped according to hair color, with blonde-haired individuals placed in one area and those with red hair in another. This differs from most famous mummies discovered in Egypt, which usually belonged to royalty or other important figures. The mummies were laid in sandy soil, without any belongings or coffins. These bodies have been there for over 1,500 years, and among them, an extraordinarily tall man measuring over 7 feet 2 inches, with bright red hair, was found. The group of researchers leading the excavations hopes that this unique discovery will provide insights into the lives of ordinary people during these tumultuous times. Number 7. The statue of Khafre, currently on display at the famous Cairo Museum in Egypt, is considered one of the most iconic and strangely advanced ancient relics. It is believed to represent a ruler who reigned during the 4th dynasty of ancient Egypt and was the son of Khufu, the apparent architect of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This beautiful sculpture, carved from an extremely hard, rough-grained dark stone, was discovered over 160 years ago at the bottom of a debris-filled pit near the second largest tomb ever found in Giza. It was found by a man named Auguste Mariette, the first director of the Egyptian Antiquities Service. The slightly larger-than-life statue is often referred to as Kashiana and is considered one of the most important and iconic surviving sculptures from Egypt's ancient and mysterious past. Its impressive carving was done entirely from a single block of diorite stone and is adorned with a multitude of beautiful and incredibly detailed ancient designs. Diorite is a rare and durable rock, closely resembling granite, and is known to be difficult to carve and work with. Diorite stone is found only in remote and select areas of the Sahara Desert in Nubia and had to be transported over a long distance of 600 kilometers along the Nile River from the distant royal quarries. The statue of Khafre, along with other stone artifacts discovered over the years, raises questions about the prevailing narrative of primitive technology during Egyptian culture. These findings challenge how the ancient people of Egypt were able to achieve such impressive feats. Number 6. The Headless Pyramid, located in the Saqqara complex on the Giza Plateau, is an ancient and mysterious structure that is currently closed to the public. Although the area has been continuously explored for over 200 years, many Egyptologists believe that only a third of its ancient underground treasures have been discovered so far. The Headless Pyramid was apparently first discovered in 1842 by a German archaeologist but was soon swallowed by the shifting sands of the desert and remained lost for over 160 years before being rediscovered. Today, only the base of the monolithic sanctuary remains, surrounded by the disfigured remains of numerous giant structures. One of the most intriguing features of the complex is the stone floor made of travertine, a rare and exotic type of limestone formed by calcium-rich waters around natural mineral springs, especially geothermal hot springs. Additionally, there is the presence of a partially buried dark gray stone box in the sand, which exhibits common design features. Its massive rock lid is intact and appears to have been fitted perfectly onto the box. There is also a curious visible drill hole on one side for which there is no official explanation. Inside a nearby pyramid, there is another box with a similar design, made entirely of another exotic volcanic rock. For some, much of the beautiful and magnificent ancient stone found at this ruined site seems to have been created by a legendary lost technology that we still do not fully understand. Number 5. The lost city of Dhareta is a monumental discovery that is being celebrated by historians in the region. Located amidst the seemingly endless sand dunes of Egypt, this lost city is approximately 3,000 years old and is officially the largest ancient city ever discovered in the country. For many millennia, the city lay buried in the desert before being rediscovered by a team of dedicated archaeologists. Prior to this discovery, many people did not believe that this city truly existed. Known as the city of the god Aten, it dates back to the period known as the Golden Age of Egypt, which occurred mainly during the 4th dynasty over 3,000 years ago. This discovery has been hailed as one of the most thrilling and groundbreaking since the iconic discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922. It is believed that this lost city may reveal more buried secrets, providing insights into the life of the enigmatic young pharaoh. Number 4. The Pyramid of Jennefer is an intriguing structure located approximately 8 kilometers north of the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. This pyramid belonged to Jennefer, one of the sons of Pharaoh Khufu, who is credited with building the first Great Pyramid on the famous Giza Plateau. However, the desert ruins of this monument remain a historical mystery. The fascinating archaeological site has been explored since the early 19th century, but many questions about the true nature and current state of the Pyramid of Jennefer remain unanswered. One of the most intriguing questions is whether the pyramid was ever completed or if it remains in an incomplete state. The upper half of the pyramid appears to be missing, leaving only traces of the original structure. Furthermore, there are disputes among experts regarding the exact nature of the pyramid. Some consider it an unfinished or partially destroyed pyramid, while others suggest it may have been some form of unknown solar temple. Another unanswered question is why the Pyramid of Jennefer was constructed several kilometers away from the traditional burial sites near Giza, where the pyramids of his father and brothers are located. This lack of answers highlights the limitations of our historical understanding. Researchers and historians examine the few remaining pieces of evidence and do their best to interpret them. However, they are often educated guesses, as the mystery surrounding the Pyramid of Jennefer persists. Number 3. The discovery of the mummies with golden tongues in the ancient cemetery of Quesna, north of Cairo, by an Egyptian archaeological mission, is a unique and special find. These poorly preserved mummies from the Greco-Roman period were found with small gold foil tongues placed in their mouths. While mummies with golden tongues had been found before, this time not just one, but 2 beautiful ancient sarcophagi were discovered. One had been opened and looted long ago, but still contained 2 human bodies with the peculiar golden tongues. The second sarcophagus was intact and unlooted, containing various ancient artifacts in addition to the mummies with golden tongues. The ancient Egyptian embalmers used to create these tongues made of gold foil and place them in the mouths of the deceased to allow them to communicate with the god of the underworld, Osiris. Excavations at the site have taken place over 28 years, and archaeologists hope to uncover more unknown and peculiar treasures buried there in the coming years. This archaeological discovery offers fascinating insights into the funerary practices and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians during the Greco-Roman period. Number 2. Archaeologists have made a groundbreaking discovery in the fascinating tombs, uncovering the mummified remains of an unknown man who had been hidden in the shifting sands of the desert caves for over 4,300 years. He was buried in a sealed stone sarcophagus at the bottom of a 10-meter shaft, along with several valuable jewels, and was wrapped in multiple layers of gold foil, making him the oldest known gold-covered mummy ever discovered, as well as the oldest non-royal mummified individual. The mummy wore a headband, had a chest bracelet, and was dressed in an elaborate tunic, indicating that he was a man of great wealth and influence. In addition to the mummies, several other incredible artifacts were also found during the year-long archaeological excavation, including ceramics, amulets, tools, and various beautiful mural paintings. All of the findings, including the mysterious man wrapped in gold, date back to the 5th and 6th dynasties of the Old Kingdom, approximately 4,500 years ago. These discoveries are particularly intriguing for researchers as they offer a rare glimpse into the art and enigmatic religious practices of the Old Kingdom, a period about which little is still known. The discovery is also significant as it helps us understand and connect the ancients with the people who lived around and near them. Number 1. Within the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, a secret chamber has been discovered. This ancient and magnificent pyramid stands at a height of 142 meters and its base spans an incredible 13 acres. It is estimated to have been constructed with over 2 million massive blocks of granite and limestone, each weighing several tons. Despite these impressive features, little is known about the mysterious builder of the pyramid or its construction. Since the early 7th century, archaeologists have been exploring the stone monument and its surroundings, unearthing thousands of incredible secrets within the sand hills. However, many secrets seem to be hidden not only beneath the ground but also in areas that have been repeatedly explored. Recently, an exciting discovery was made when a hidden corridor, unseen for over 200 years, was uncovered. Officials from the Supreme Council of Antiquities of Egypt recently announced this incredible discovery, revealing that the mysterious corridor is located on the northern face of the pyramid, behind large limestone beams shaped like a pediment, and may possibly be the original entrance to the pyramid. Researchers found the entrance using a highly technological technique called cosmic ray radiography. This discovery could become one of the greatest Egyptian discoveries of the 21st century. However, for now, the exact contents of the mysterious void space within the chamber are still unknown. These astonishing findings prove that Egypt is far from having revealed all its surprises, and we can only wait to see what other mysteries will be unveiled. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future videos. Until next time.